Welcome. Today we are doing a video on this IBM ThinkCenter. The video basis is going to be can I improve gaming on this for a Pentium 4 era system? It does use regular DDR 400. There's only 2 RAM slots inside of it. I will give you a visual inside here shortly. The model is an MT-M8090-21U. I believe it was like an M50 case system. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I looked it up a couple days ago, but that's been a while. And I finally got this thing working. So it is a very nice looking little system for what it is. But it does have onboard sound, onboard video, 1 expansion slot. I'll let you guess what that one is, but we'll get to that shortly. So let's go ahead and open it up. As soon as I talk about the front panel, we got our headphone, our mic, and 2 USBs, and of course the power switch. So I'm going to get a better camera angle here and show you what's inside. Here we go with the lid open on it. Now this thing did have an IDE hard drive in it, but these cables right through here, whoever was in the system last actually cut into them, so we had some cross connection going on, shorting out. So I went ahead and pulled that out. We do have 1 onboard SATA connection, serial ATA. Grief, I can't talk either apparently. Still. And here we have a little better view of it. So here's our SATA. It is an Intel chipset. I can't remember off the top of my head, but once we boot it up we'll see what it is. I did go ahead and go in with a solid state drive because of the issues I was having. This thing being so compact, I was not able to save those cables. I probably could have went in or done an open air case and just opened it up, but that's not any fun. All the caps are okay. And of course we got 2 fans here. A push-pull method from what it's looking like, or 2 poles. And we have a very proprietary power supply like IBM is famous for. So we got that going for us. Now we have this massive copper heatsink with a shield over it to help direct airflow. And we have one over one of the bridges, just aluminum heat sinks, and of course the VRMs have their own heat sink. So like I said, this board is not very big at all. I mean, I don't have a tape measure handy, but you see, as compared to the size of my hand, that's tiny. Now I did upgrade the RAM. I went from I had 1 stick of DDR 333 with it was PC 2700, but it was only at 256 megabytes. Then we had the factory from IBM, DDR 3200, at again 256 megs. So we had a little bit of an issue. Oh, they're both IBMs, never mind. So why they did that, I do not know. I mean, you got the slower stick, then you got the faster stick. I don't know what they were thinking there. But yes, both IBM sticks. So a total of 512. Of course, it does have onboard video, like I said earlier. And it does share some of that RAM. So this is what we got here. Of course, we have the little beep beep seeker and 1 DVD drive over there. But really not much going on for it. It has PS2 keyboard, mouse, printer, 1 serial, or RS-232. Network, 4 USBs on the back, then again microphone and headphones, or speaker output, and 1 VGA video adapter. connection. And of course, my little power supply. So that's all we got going with this little guy, and we're going to see if it's any good for older games for this era. Now, of course, this thing is a little bit of a booger to close up, so I'll get this closed up, make sure I don't nick any wires again, or like the last person did, and boot this up and see what we can do. One. Of course, I have not replaced the coin cell battery in it in some time. But we're just going to go ahead and go with the date. And we don't have too much here to worry about. We just got the serial number, the board identifier, boot block, and of course the product. Well, there's no data. Well, yeah, there is. 809021U. There's the unit ID. So, system summary. Running Intel Pentium 4, 3 GHz, 800 MHz front side bus, or bus speed. Memory speeds are in at 400, so that's a plus. Video onboard graphics is an 850 or 865G. Both fans are operating. We have our solid state drive there recognized, and of course the DVD drive. And not too much there. I can adjust the video memory, which I'm going to. I'm going to bump it up to 32. And yes, as you can see there is no AGP on this system. All there is PCI. So we're going to integrated. Save that. Audio is enabled. I do not need any of this enabled because I'm not running a network. Someday I'll get to that. And yes, the CPU ID is enabled. You can see it was 2004 on one of those. Yes, for the processor, so 2004. 2004, 2005, 2006, somewhere in there. And that's really about it for that. So we'll save settings, exit, and load XP. Really doesn't take too long to load up after it gets past the IBM logo. See how well Unreal 2 actually plays on this. It came out roughly about the same time this system would have. They had a lot of delays in Unreal 2. In fact, I remember my PC magazine actually talking about it. I still love the introduction to it. It's different. So options, we're just going to stick with that for now. I mean, I could bump them all up. I will enable VSync. Audio and whatnot. So I'm going to get to a point in this game because they're going to do a little cutscene here, but I'm just going to skip to that point here. So as you can see, we are, the fan's actually kind of kicked up here a little bit, but we're getting frames per second on average, just sitting there, some 5. I guess it's 10 now. But yeah, it is not very good for the video card on here. Yeah. So we're going to see if we can't help this out a little bit. Would I consider it playable? Yes and no. So, we're going to go ahead and save it. So far, this isn't looking too good for this little IBM as a decent XP gaming machine. Basic word processing, that's where we're at right now. But I do have an option to try, because this is only a PCI expansion slot in there. It's the only one we got. We're going to go with probably the worst card possible, but one of the better chipsets, if you catch my drift. That is a GT610 PCI of 512 megabytes, 64-bit DDR3. Cool looking little card. Let's see how it does with this system. We'll get this installed and we will go from there. So, what a way to start out the beginning of this. The video card will not fit alone without doing some modifications to this. This is not ideal for anybody looking to do this, but as proof of concept, it can be done. You would end up having to go to a power supply being outside of the case, which I would recommend if you were to do this. And you would also have to modify up here in this cage, since you went to somebody went to an SSD or a solid state drive. Modify this to be your fan, which what I've done now is I've taken one of these old slot fans, very handy. Moves a lot of air. I do have it positioned in such a way that I had it positioned such a way that I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to figure out something here for that to keep the metal parts from contacting anything. Actually, I can probably just pull. Yeah, I can pull this cover off. Yeah, it'll still stay together. So we do have that without that, so it's safer. In fact, I could probably just mount it up there, but you'd have to remove this cover here for the airflow to pass through. So I'm just going to mount it like so for now, and be able to move fresh air through that. And actually it would cool it a lot better than this little fan up there just kind of pushing air into it. In fact, I'm probably going to blow some dust out of that CPU cooler as soon as I turn it on. Yeah, I haven't turned it on yet, so well, here goes nothing, I guess. As soon as I find the power switch, the power button. Oh. Yeah, somewhere. Where is that little guy? Oh, there it is, up there at the top. So let's see if we get dust movement here. No, but we do have airflow going through. So that was a plus. Okay, we got it working, believe it or not. Quite a little hassle, but still easy enough to do. And yeah, so hopefully all goes well. We'll be able to improve the frame rate of this game. I guess you're asking at this point, why would I do this? Why not? That's what I'm saying here. I thought it was kind of fun to try this out and see what would happen. You can see we still have all the same settings here. I wanted to see, this is considered to be one of the worst PCI graphics cards out there, but at the same time it is the fastest for a PCI graphics card. So yeah. And for this time frame, this would be a pretty good bump. Now I could go in with a PCI anything else graphics card here, but already we can see a major improvement here. So yeah, we're I mean, we're at 39 frames per second, 37 average, 36 average. So yeah, we are already doing much better. So for a Windows XP based gaming system, yeah, this card would be great for that. I mean, it would be, if that's all you got is for PCI interface, I mean, this is excellent. This is where I get into the elevator. Let's see how the elevator scene goes. Oh. I can't remember my commands. Oh. What was my command? There we go. F. There's a lot of love-hate with this game, but I was excited when it came out. Yes, I was disappointed, but it's still one of my favorite games. Check out the detail there. So if you like this video, leave me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps this channel out quite a bit. Once I get into the monetization, I hope to improve the quality of the videos. So eventually I would like to afford some kind of backdrop here besides the insulation I got. But prices of that it's just not a feasible option right now. I'm thinking more of a wainscoting kind of wood to it. I would probably do plywood than the wainscoting just for structure on it, and kind of vamp up the shed. It's a little over 2 years of doing this, and it's been a blast doing it. There's a lot of videos out there. I met a lot of great people out there doing the same thing. The problem is trying to stay kind of original with it, so I got my own original take here, and kind of a controlled chaos supporting my hobby here at the same time. But let's see, we have the 486 build-off coming up. There's a lot of great people doing some awesome videos on that. If you would like to join, contact me on my Twitter. It's listed on my YouTube under my about information, I believe. And please leave me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you don't, well, hit the thumbs down. That's okay. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Ideas are always open for me. If I can do it, I will. If I can't, I'll look out and see what I can do. In the past, I've skipped over a lot of other stuff. I kind of get scattered-brained. Life, work, 2 jobs. It takes a lot out of me. But I still love doing this. So, with that being said, stay safe and watch out. There's a lot of idiots out there. So, with that note, peace out.